as of the 10th of July, it was announced that your Instagram posts could now be showing in Google search results.
Is that a Google update?
It's a Google update, yeah.
Okay.
And it was a quiet update. There was no massive announcement that this was going to be happening. I mean, Google historically have obviously pulled in shorts from TikTok. That's happened, previously. But your actual Instagram post now showing in Google SERPs changes
picture of me and Candace on the beach, Happy New Year's. If someone looks up David Jenkins, Happy New Year's, it could feature in the SERP at the top.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
So
why?
Because I think it's Google's way of coming to the game of staying more relevant as well, with keeping content fresh, keeping content up to date. It could mean quite a lot for brands, because ideally what would happen is you'd push your social strategy and get new users. What it means now is that your content could be showing in Google search results. Somebody's on their phone, sees it, clicks on it, goes directly to Instagram because they have the app on their phone, and you could be gaining new followers that way. So as a brand, you're then reaching people who might not necessarily have even known.
Did they say anything about it excluding or including paid promoted ads? Any?
No.
Where was the announcement even made?
It was, so funnily enough, I came across it through a post on LinkedIn where a personal contact was saying, like, has anybody else actually, seen this? And then was doing a search and saw that it had been mentioned quietly. But there wasn't a big announcement this was happening. But as of the 10th of July, this month, that's now an update.
It'll be interesting to see how that expands over time. How detailed was what they uncovered in terms of it will include, exclude? Was it literally just these things will feature in the SERP?
This will feature in it. And I think more the talking points around the conversations that are going to start happening internally within agencies will be how now you'll be looking at social posts from a organic perspective. So if effectively the wording and the terms and the keywords you're going to be using, long tail terms in your posts, could almost act as metadata. So where you would normally not be including this from a social media strategy point of view, because ultimately for years you've been told that this doesn't need to be included. It doesn't matter. The platform itself on Instagram is smart enough to be able to not need that. It almost feels like going back now and saying that you need to incorporate keywords, you need to incorporate all of this into your Instagram posts. It's almost going back in.
I'd be most interested, given that we're sitting on video cameras here, to understand, because the majority of Instagram content, although there is a written, thing of what the picture is, but in the modern day, people use, it might just be like a picture of an emoticon of like a kiss face.
Yeah.
And it's, me and someone.
Yeah.
Would it be able to read the metadata in a video, I suppose? And could...
I think those are
so let's be clear, we don't know. This isn't our video coming out saying we know everything, just we've noticed this, and it could be something.
It could be, so I think...
Are we going to test?
Yes, we are. I think fundamentally what it means is that you can't have your teams in terms of social, paid, organic, and content acting as silos. If you're acting as silos, you're going to lose out in the SERP results. So you need to be feeding in. So if you look at it from a loop perspective, it's almost like content needs to feed into social on the types of terms that need to be used in posts. Social needs to feed back to paid to tell them what's landed, because you're then going to be using all of that in, for example, a Performance Max campaign where you're layering in your audience signals and you've got the video elements and the creative static elements as well as search, right? So it kind of leads back into that. And that's then leading in again, almost back to content and also to organic, to show this is also what's working. So you kind of have this loop now where generally, if you think about it, where certain channels even sit outside with different agencies and they would never generally talk. You could have
Yeah, that alignment is always a...
that alignment now is going to
So the
be so
ecosystem that we
crucial.
thought we had figured out has
Yeah.
a new layer of
Yeah.
opportunity. I wouldn't say complexity.
Oh, 100%.
I remember speaking at an event, the insurance summit or whatever it was, and my first slide was unpacking what it's like to be a Google search marketer. And it was two Americans in Texas doing the do-si-do, going round and round in circles, rehooking over and over and
Yeah.
over. And it's like, this is Google and this is us, and it's this
Yeah.
never-ending...
Yeah.
And this is just another example of that.
100%.
What will you be testing over at least the next week, 2 weeks? What are we going to be looking for?
We're going to be reviewing our social content strategies for organic. So like where we're posting organically.
So this is like already, we're not even just testing to see how it reacts. We're immediately going to look at how we bolster it because it's featuring already.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So as of the 10th of July, so this is already there.
Okay.
So it's
And in South Africa, which I know can be late to the Google updates train, are you seeing this in the SERP? You've already tested it, you've had a look.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
what can someone go do to see in their own world what's happening?
I think
what can you go Google?
I think for bigger brands, you'd probably see better examples or more examples.
So like a brand search, like Dove soap.
Yeah. And then seeing
Now I need to go and search Dove soap
and then see what's coming up, because if you think about it, right? So there's a lot of like conversation, debates. Actually, there are a lot of debates around this because for various reasons. One being, from a social perspective, you create a strategy for the platform. Why should you now be thinking outside of that? What if by doing this and creating your post, keeping, your text elements in mind, what if that actually doesn't resonate with your users now on the platform? So there's debate around all of that now, obviously.
Well, therein lies the creative brilliance, because if you can create a post that resonates with your audience in terms of landing the message, and can also be crafted to perform across channels and bring in the ecosystem.
Exactly.
That's why you pay agencies.
Exactly.
So I look forward to seeing how we're going to problem solve this. Okay.
Yeah. So that's what we want to test. We want to be able to see what is the strongest impact from a tracking perspective in being able to...
I'll be very interested to see what Google demotes in the SERP.
Yeah.
In order to feature this in the SERP, because that is a major, what is Google consider less of a priority that it'll not necessarily abolish, but move further down, deprioritize, where it believes the information from a social platform is more important. And I wonder if they're going to figure out a way to put a paid element onto this, because
I can't imagine they won't. I can't imagine they won't.
I mean, considering there's a bit of an exodus of, it still caters for 90+% of search traffic, regardless of what anyone thinks about ChatGPT taking over the world. But it has got a relevancy crisis.
Yeah.
Maybe they don't want to put a paid element, and they just want to deliver a good UX again. Imagine that.
But I think the thing is that time will tell. Time will tell. I think if anything, there are a lot of positives that I can see coming out of this. Just for brand recall in general, it's forcing you to have a holistic look at activity, to have a holistic look at content that's being created. It's in a way almost forcing different channels to be talking more, aligning more, having a strategy in place that really benefits, as an agent. Obviously I'm talking, coming from an agency, but benefits the client. I can't see this not being a good thing for businesses and for brands.
No downside, but just make sure that your agencies are playing nice together and have consolidated sessions, which we know through trying to champion in many environments is easier said than done. But you got to force that agenda, because now you already you'd be leaving money on the table not doing that.
Exactly.
This exacerbates the problem. Okay,
exactly.
That is simple and concise enough. I guess we're going to have to do an update in a few weeks' time to see what you've uncovered.
Absolutely.
And if we could have any case studies on, we saw this, we did this, we achieved that. That would be really cool. We've now created the social pressure and contract to make sure that we have something to talk about then. So
definitely
make sure you follow the page, and certainly Berni
Yeah.
personally on LinkedIn to keep track of this, because she'll be posting there.
Definitely, and we'll definitely do an update on tracking and attribution as well, because we went down a rabbit hole this morning on that. So,
Amazing what happens when you sit downstairs in your little coffee shop, eh?
oh my gosh, that whiteboard just has so many different ideas on it now. Coming from all directions. It's great when you're talking to like somebody, in dev and then organic and then as paid and as social, and you're all coming together on actually exactly that. How's this going to work? What does it mean, and what are we changing?
Yeah, that's amazing what just getting humans in the same room does.
Absolutely.
Which is worth inviting anyone to do if you are in Cape Town. We are
Yes.
in 6 Tibbets, Westlake. We have a wonderful little cafe area downstairs where you can tap
Yes.
into all the aforementioned resources
Yeah,
for free. Come sit and have a chat.
happy to
To me,
chat.
to Berni, to Dev, Anthea, Regan, Organic.
Yeah,
Please take us up on that. We'd love to sit and banter downstairs and drink coffee.
yes.
Berni, thanks for your time.
Pleasure. Thanks for
Chat
having
soon.
me.